everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm sure everyone's still coming down from Liverpool's Champions League victory over Man City, but there is the little matter of a top four chase to contest. Bournemouth approaching on the horizon. Chris Pajak, John Macher and Ross Chanley is just having a cup of air. Hey, Ross.
Go to him first.
Chris, look, I'm going to level. I've not got anything prepared for this. I haven't been able to think of anything but Man City. We said going into that game how there was no future on the horizon. It is there now. The focus will turn inevitably to the Champions League, but as I kind of said at the top of the show there's a if Liverpool get the next couple of games under the belt, Bournemouth, starting with Bournemouth, hopefully top four will become a formality and we can focus solely on the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think that's what you want, isn't it? You want to be able to play with a little bit of freedom and not have that worry in the back of your mind about the top four chase and stuff. And you worry, as a Liverpool fan, because I always worry going into games whether there'll be a come down from the team and, you know, getting up for a big game in the Premier League against Bournemouth. And thankfully it is an Anfield. I think that's going to suit us. There's going to be almost a homecoming style vibe to the game. And great sides, and we're a great side, they go and win these games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want to see from Liverpool, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think that's dead right, Dad. I think that we said this on the final word, show how Liverpool are slowly but surely easing away all of our fears. They're redefining themselves under Jurgen Klopp. And Chris is right. Look, it is an important game. You can't get away from it. It's not. It's, you know, Man City was the big thing, but we need to give ourselves that platform now. And I agree. You both mentioned it on that show about how there'll be a good atmosphere for this, because you think back to like 13-14, there was a great atmosphere for the last like 10 games that season because we were having a great season. Hopefully that can just, whatever it takes to get this team over the line, that'll buoy them enough to get up for it.
Yeah. I mean, winning is a really good habit, isn't it? And what we need now is not for us to give up, because top four is almost assured. But, you know, to just go out there and relentlessly win every game we play just to keep us in that groove. Yeah. You know, and that's what you want to see. Bournemouth play football. We've had some battles with them over the last couple of years, haven't we? So, you know, there'll be goals in it. I'm hoping that we'll keep up our defensive record, because we're becoming increasingly good at the back.
Yeah,
I think we've conceded 5 in the last 10 games or something, which is incredible. No one would have thought that 6 months ago, would they?
Absolutely, completely.
So that's what you want. You want us to go out, keep a clean sheet, score 2 or 3 goals, you know, keep everyone buzzing, and then you get a week to relax and try and get some people back fit.
Yeah, I think there's that, isn't there, Ross? Is that we'll see how what you guys have done on preferred 11s, and my thinking doesn't reflect my 11 to be fair, but there's a degree to which we might have treated this 2 weeks as a block, and by comparison to the last 2 weeks, the week break between games now will seem like a holiday to them. So there is a case to be made there where, knowing what we know about the challenge for top four, start to put those final couple of nails in Chelsea's top four hopes. We should probably just drag what we can out of what we've got available to us. Maybe not go. Don't take this too lightly. Put another strong side out and look to get the business done.
I don't think we've got much choice either, to be fair, the amount of injuries and stuff we've got going on. But I've been saying it for a couple of weeks, you know. I think we said it at the Palace build-up, you know, it is an important game. We need to get as many points on the board as possible. And now we can actually say we're into the semi-finals. Yeah. Well, let's make the Chelsea game a nothing and just take the pressure off people. You know, go full out now. If we go 2-3 goals up, rest players, give them what they need. But we've got a couple of days now between the Bournemouth game and we've got another solid block of rest that they can have. But I think they need to take that confidence and that emotion, like you said, the groove going into the semi-finals. Don't get a defeat or a draw going into that. Keep your confidence going and go, actually, you know, we're on the crest of a good thing here.
Isn't it funny how obviously they say that hindsight's 20/20 and stuff, and you don't consider this at the time when we're drawn against Manchester City, but not having 1,000-kilometre round trip to somewhere makes a big difference now. At this stage of the season, when you've just gone 35 miles down the road to City, you've got 5 days and you're the late kick-off, which Klopp likes anyway. Yeah. You can afford you that ability to go full strength again, knowing that you've got the week off.
Yeah, it's got that vibe, hasn't it? The late kick-off thing where the people who maybe went to the Etihad and the people who didn't go to the Etihad who are going to meet up and, you know, get together and have a drink and a good upbeat chat about the Reds and stuff, that there should be a nice bubbling positive atmosphere just around the ground and around the city going into it, which is, again, hopefully it's just enough to put it. I don't think we should take Bournemouth lightly by any stretch, but I think when we looked at these run of fixtures on the run-in a couple of weeks ago, Ross, is that we're entering the case now. Bournemouth are going to finish mid-table. They're fine. They're safe. There's not going to be... there's no reason for them to fight above and beyond. They might, because that's football. They might just decide Liverpool might be down here, they might be a bit tired, let's go and try and get 3 more points on the board, a big scout, make ourselves feel better about ourselves. But provided we're able to motivate ourselves, we should. This is, if you had to hand-pick a fixture to have after this tough run, it would be one from Bournemouth or from a selection of teams that are 9th to sort of 14th in the league that you would like to have.
And at home as well is a massive thing. You know, you touched on it, and John said before, I fully expect a really good atmosphere going into that game. I think our fans know the importance of pushing for top 4 because it's not over. You know, we've got Tottenham right on our backs, and we want to say to Chelsea, you're not having this. But Bournemouth, I think, you need to be quite cautious of because they come back quite a lot from their games. And they did it against Watford, Arsenal, and a couple of others, and they don't give up. Yeah. I don't think Eddie Howe lets his teams do that, regardless of where they are on the table. I think that's a confidence thing and for them to build on of where they want to be in the league.
This could be one of those games where, excuse me, although the lads will be tired, of course they will be. They've had tough fixtures over the last few weeks. They'll be doing the Vince McMahon walk into Anfield like. The lads at the top of the table have just thrown the kitchen sink at us and you couldn't get through us. Now we're just going to go over and steamroll you and prove our class.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am. It should be a very interesting one. We're going to get to preferred 11s in a moment, but it's just been a brilliant week to be a Liverpool fan. It's been a brilliant week to be a redmentv.com subscriber. Chris, you sat down with Jamie Carragher.
I did!
Amidst all this gloriousness.
So yeah, we've obviously shown you a segment of it on YouTube already, but we've got a full 25-minute interview with the man himself over on the website. Here's a small clip.
I just think a massive thing is full-back positions. It really is. Now, I think when you've got a defensive manager, because at the end of the day, your 2 centre-backs don't move. Whether you've got an attacking manager or a defensive manager, people say, oh, centre-backs coming out with the ball. Maybe you've got 3 at the back. You don't see centre-backs maybe doing what Hansen did. You just see do that. It doesn't really happen. I think a lot depends on your full-backs and the positions they take up. Now, when I played under Cooley, I was a full-back. I was a defensive full-back. So your defence isn't very rarely getting exposed. No one can really get in behind you. But okay, you're not doing as much maybe going forward. That's what it is. And I think players, more managers who like to play with the ball or attack or they see their fullbacks as wingers at times, which is not a problem. I just think the big problem is when you have 2 fullbacks going at the same time. I think teams who concede goals, I think you could always look. I always like to look at sort of the fullback positions they take up, because I think if you have a back 4 and they don't really move, I don't care whether they're the best defenders in the world or the most average, you can have a good defensive record, really. But the top teams have to get the balance right. You can't keep everyone back because you won't score enough goals to win what you need to do. And I just think since that Tottenham game, Liverpool and Klopp, I think we've got the perfect balance right now where we look solid, but we also look like we score plenty of goals.
What I found really interesting about the clip is Carragher talking about the fullbacks. You know, I was questioning him around the sort of tactical side. Obviously, I think he's the best pundit in the country, him and Gary Neville. And just to hear him talk about how he considers the fullbacks the key pieces of a jigsaw almost, and how you balance offence and defence at the same time. I'm so sorry for using the American stuff. I'm so sorry. I talk it so often with the American football stuff. Go and subscribe to that channel as well, Cover 2 TV. Thank you very much.
You covered a bunch of stuff though.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about Virgil van Dijk, we spoke about Gini Wijnaldum, the evolution of this Liverpool side, looking back to the 2005. Like, we covered everything. Like, I was just... and he was just, as ever, just a great bloke, first and foremost, took the time out, answered every question. He was brilliant, and you should absolutely get on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the redmentv.com, sign up, completely free for the first month, try it out. I don't know why I turned into Chris Eubank when I was saying that, but I did. But nevertheless, yeah, don't let that detract from the fact that you can go there and get some amazing content and all the post-Man City stuff as well, which is excellent. Okay, let's get stuck into it. Let's have preferred 11s then. Gents, what have you gone for? Ross, I'll start with you first. You've gone strong as strong can be.
Yeah, 2 changes. So Klein, I think Trent needs a rest. You know, he's 19 years old, just like let him breathe. And the other one's James Milner. He's played, 3 games on the bounce now? 3 intense games on the bounce. Or maybe not Everton, actually. But yeah, he needs a rest. We need him going into the final stage of the season. Yeah. Henderson's obviously came off through suspension.
Henderson's the obvious one just to come back in because he's available and he's the captain of the football club.
And the rest pretty much fixed itself. I debated Moreno, and I thought, whatever you do with him, he's kind of a risk, and I don't think we can afford to. Maybe if we go a couple of goals up, maybe Robson's the first person you take off. Yeah. But we have to win this game.
Yeah.
And we'll play our strongest team.
Dad, you've gone exactly the same. Totally. No, not going exactly the same.
No. Oh, yeah.
But you don't agree with something?
No, I was looking at yours, which is why
you don't agree with mine anyway. No, I don't agree with mine. If I'm honest, I've taught myself.
I just think we're going with the strongest side possible, and Jimmy Milner probably needs a rest. Yeah. Klein needs a game, and the fact is, if Gomez was fit, he'd play, and Trent would get a rest. So Klein looks quite capable of playing in this game.
So on, isn't he? To be fair,
so that would be my thinking.
You gone for Moreno, Chris?
Yeah, I've gone for Moreno, and not because I think Robertson needs a rest in any way, shape or form. And I agree on the Klein shouts, by the way, from Trent needing a rest. More because I think we might need Moreno, and he's not played a lot of football now. And I think, with the squad the way that it is, get him some minutes under his belt. And the only one that's really different to the lads is, I'm not sure Salah's fully fit.
Yeah.
And preferably, I want him fully fit for the Champions League semi-final. Yeah. He didn't look to me like he was fully fit against Manchester City. Yeah. So I'm bringing Woodburn in and I'm moving Mane over to the right-hand side. And I'm just wrapping Salah in
I just thought Salah would probably demand to play.
I'll stand up to him and tell him, listen, this lad here, the lad that looked like
I would prefer if you didn't play.
Yeah, the lad that Woodburn looked like the work experience kid in the celebrations in front of the...
on Moreno, I'd be quite happy if he plays. I mean, he's still getting a bad time off Liverpool fans, and I don't really know why, because he had a brilliant season apart from one game before he got injured. When he was coming on as a sub against City last week, 2 guys next to me were just giving him up and down the bank. So, what the bloody hell is this idiot coming on for? And I'm thinking to myself, what's that? That's only about ignorance and an inability to let go of, outdated information, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if he plays, I'll be quite happy for him. Yeah, I think Chris is right. He probably does need to have players like that get games under their belt.
I started with and I don't agree with this team now that I've done it, because we've talked about it while we've been doing the show. I just threw out, and I realised that you don't, as much as everyone could probably do with a bit of a rest, I think you'll go with the best foot forward in attack, but we do need to rotate the midfield as much as possible. And I think you're probably right in what you've gone for. It's the shot we saw a bit of Woodburn in midfield in pre-season. I wouldn't mind dropping him in there just for the sake of it. I just feel he's a bit slow for the wing from what we've seen of him, but it's probably a bit intense to put him into a midfield so soon, given that again he's been injured and whatever. But I'd like to see Woodburn get a game.
I think there's definitely a call for Danny Ings to get a run out, to be honest. Yeah, because he's a guy who does need game time and who will, if he's fit, get you goals. So.
Yeah, I think again the way I worked it through was like, Salah and Firmino both got subbed against Mane didn't. So if anyone's likely to go to the bench, it's probably Mane, because he's played the most football. He played all of the derby as well, didn't he?
And we did the monthly review, and after Karius over the month of March, he played more minutes than any outfielder.
So maybe there's a degree to which Sadio Mane does need a little bit of protecting. But no, it's open and interesting. Anyway, I've got no problem with seeing Moreno play. I'd be excited to see Nathaniel Klein get some more minutes under his belt, certainly. And if we're able to give a game to, look, if we consider Woodburn a midfielder, give him this game. If we don't, then I give it to Curtis Jones. Unless he's totally not ready, I wouldn't mind seeing us blood someone else in, because look, things are thin on the ground at the minute. We've got 4 for 3 at the moment.
Has anyone heard anything about Chan? Because there's stuff going around that he's out for the season. And
Come out this morning. He's confirmed he will more than likely be out for the rest of the season.
Right.
And the Lana's due back right before the end of the season, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think. And
Joe
Gomez will
Gomez.
be back next week, maybe. So, you know...
Fantasy football reckoned he was back last weekend, which was...
The Curtis Jones shout's interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Chelsea when we've got top 4 wrapped up, you know.
Yes. I you know what?
Tom Solanke to get his first goal of the season against them.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves on things, but right, I am so sick. We've had a couple of these games down the years of these Chelsea processions where they're on the way to a European Cup final or an FA Cup final or a league title, and it means nothing, and we beat them normally. But I would love to have a mean nothing game against Chelsea right at the end of the season as we're gearing up towards the European Cup final. That'd be tremendous. Yeah, interesting. Spurs play City this weekend. Big game that.
City need to win it now. They didn't need to before.
Surely City can't lose 4 games on the
Spurs
bounce.
are the form team in the Premier League. They won the last 6 on the bounce, haven't they? They're in form, like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? You know, Kane claiming goals left, right, and
Left,
centre.
right,
You know what I mean?
centre.
Anything
Oh, he'll take it. He'll take it. You nail them goals down. Christian Eriksen and Son.
He'll be claiming those scored by Aguero.
Oh my God, he'll be claiming own goals and all kinds. Like, he's basically the modern day Romario, isn't he? He's going to be claiming his youth goals. Now, just to get the numbers up. Yeah, that's an interesting one just in regards to the top 4 thing. At this point, Man City winning the league's academic. We've said it's academic. I wouldn't mind them doing it just to knock a bit of the wind out of Spurs' sails, because I think Man United, I think second's gone at this point, isn't it? But it would be nice for us to be able to finish 3rd without it being us having to compromise a Champions League semi-final to do it. So fingers crossed, Man City actually fucking turn up for once. Listen, if you're not over the Man City game, if you just want to look back to that, you can do. Go to the redmentv.com. We have done the Final Word show. We have done the Man of the Match podcast. Chris has done a Stats and Tactics show. It's glorious. It's a glorious time to join up. It makes all of this possible. So if you enjoy the build-up show and you want to help make this all a reality for the coming seasons and years to come, then go and sign up for the redmentv.com. As I say, start a 3-month trial, £5 a month thereafter. It's great stuff. Score predictions then, Ross. What have you got?
2-0.
Cool.
3-0.
Chris?
2-0 goal in both halves.
Amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. But no, 5-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, okay. LA for 90 minutes. I'll be all over that. Great. Score predictions in the comments below. Leave us your preferred 11s. And of course, once again, sign up to the redmentv.com because things are amazing. It's boss being a Liverpool fan. It's boss having a channel at the moment that is thriving on the success of its football club. Let's keep it that way. We'll see it all back here post-match for hopefully 3 points tucked away safely, another step towards top 4, and massive smiles on everyone's faces. See you there.